In a little over a month, we'll be playing Super Mario Odyssey for the first time since the E3 beta some people had access to back in June. And from what we've seen of the game so far and the direction it takes the Mario franchise in, I think it's safe to say this will be a critically acclaimed title. To put it simply, the game looks fun, and to many people this is the game they've wanted since the Super Mario Galaxy series. I mean, just look at this. He's possessing animals and people and inanimate objects and cars. Can Mario drive around the world as a taxi? That's so cool. But besides these crazy awesome new features, the reason I think so many people are excited for this new game is because it's the first throwback to arguably the most popular Nintendo game of all time, Super Mario 64. Although there have been many fun 3D Marios since then, only the Galaxy series has been able to beat its average ratings, which were unheard of at the time. So to find out why Super Mario Odyssey might be incredible, I think we need to look back to what made Super Mario 64 stand out from everything else and become one of the most beloved games of all time. Now, I'm actually not a fan of Super Mario 64. I didn't like the way it was laid out, and I couldn't get used to its awkward control methods. But I'm aware I'm in the minority here, so I'll be viewing this game purely objectively for the sake of accurately predicting the success of Super Mario Odyssey. The reason Mario 64 was so popular is because of its unique worlds that weren't created to act linearly and instead focused on exploration to find your objective. But it wasn't necessarily an open world game, as it still had different levels that each provided a new area to explore, and a hub world that let you choose levels freely. Now, you may think this concept has already been explored again in more recent 3D Mario titles, but if we really break down the fundamentals of each game, none really re-embrace the open world design explored in Super Mario 64. Super Mario Galaxy, even with its incredibly high reviews and fantastic sequel, focused more on tight level design that had you go through specific parts of galaxies rather than exploring a large area. Super Mario 3D Land focused more on linear 3D levels rather than open world levels, so it didn't really compare to the design of 64. And 3D World was sort of the same thing, with more tight and focused levels rather than a large area. So we haven't really seen that same beloved open world concept from Super Mario 64 in any newer title, until now. When Super Mario Odyssey was initially announced, longtime Mario fans were extremely hyped, as Mario was finally returning to the open world style of levels that the concept of 3D Mario was founded on. For the first time since Super Mario 64, there's going to be different open world sections in many different environments, and the fact that this game mechanic, which was so loved back in the days of Mario 64, is being brought back in a current Mario with all the modern graphics and physics engines is extremely exciting. Since this literally award-winning gameplay style hasn't been explored by Nintendo since 1996, people aren't tired of it, meaning it has a strong chance of becoming extremely popular as long as Nintendo sticks to the format. Even if they didn't experiment much with the design, it's likely it would be enough to win over newer audiences. But knowing that this is Nintendo, it's likely they will, which can only make it better. The bottom line is that because people love Super Mario 64, it would only make sense for them to love Super Mario Odyssey, as it takes the same format and puts a modern spin on it. So although I personally don't believe it will take Breath of the Wild out of the running for Game of the Year, I do believe it'll be incredibly successful and has the chance to become the best game of all time.
You know that you're my superstar. No one else can take me this far. I'm flipping the switch. Get ready for this song. Let's do the Odyssey. Odyssey, yes, see. Odyssey, yes, see. Odyssey, yes, see. Odyssey, yes, see. Odyssey, Odyssey, yes, see.
Thanks for watching. Let me know if you're excited for Super Mario Odyssey in the comments, and if you are, what from the game that you've seen are you most anticipating? I'll try to get the game on day one as long as it doesn't sell out at a local store. I've been buying physical games for the Switch, as this way I can easily resell them in the distant future whenever a new console comes out. And other than that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.